On the modern battlefield, there are soldiers whose names are rarely spoken, but whose impact is undeniable. They are the shadow warriors who shape the outcome of battles without ever being seen. In this documentary, we step into the world of snipers fighting in Ukraine, a realm where patience is as lethal as precision. For them, one shot is enough. A single bullet can halt an assault, eliminate a commander, or bring an entire advance to a standstill. But for a sniper, the hardest part isn't pulling the trigger, it's waiting. Waiting without movement, controlling every breath, calculating wind, distance, even the enemy's next move. This isn't just combat, it's psychological warfare. In the ruins of cities or the tree lines of eastern Ukraine, these soldiers hide in plain sight. They are remembered not only for the targets they hit, but for the silence they impose. Now, we bring you their quiet but deadly story.
In the chaos of modern warfare, not all battles are fought with artillery barrages or tank assaults. Some are fought in silence, from hundreds of meters away, by individuals lying perfectly still, breathing slowly, waiting for a single opportunity. Ukrainian snipers have become one of the most crucial yet underrated elements of the country's defense. Unlike many conventional soldiers, snipers rarely fight in large groups. Their work is solitary, calculated, and deeply personal. They're deployed in areas where regular units cannot operate effectively: urban ruins, forest edges, narrow front lines. Their primary mission? Eliminate high-value targets, disrupt enemy advances, and protect fellow troops by suppressing movement. Since the beginning of the full-scale invasion, the demand for skilled snipers in the Ukrainian armed forces has skyrocketed. Whether operating under special operations forces, airborne brigades, or mechanized units, these marksmen are now embedded in nearly every type of military formation. And they don't just aim and fire, they observe, report, calculate, and act as silent guardians in a battlefield where every second matters. Snipers often remain hidden for hours, sometimes even days, waiting for a single clean shot. And when they fire, the goal isn't just to kill, it's to break enemy morale, scatter infantry formations, and halt momentum. A single sniper positioned correctly can delay an entire enemy unit, forcing them to rethink their path or call for additional support. That kind of disruption isn't just psychological, it's tactical. This is the war within the war, fought by patient eyes and steady hands.
Фортеця Бахмут. Слава Україні! Героям слава!
A sniper is more than a skilled shooter. They are observers, planners, and masters of patience. In the Ukrainian war zone, these qualities are pushed to the limit. Snipers often operate in pairs: one shooter, one spotter. This two-person system isn't just tradition, it's a critical tactic. While the sniper focuses on the target, the spotter monitors wind speed, calculates distance, adjusts for elevation, and watches for movement in the surrounding area. Together, they function as one brain, two sets of eyes, and a single shot. However, theory doesn't always match reality on the battlefield. In the intense conditions of the war in Ukraine, many snipers operate alone. The observer's role is often replaced by a reconnaissance drone. With time pressure, fleeting targets, and the constant need for stealth, these silent hunters are forced to make decisions and act on their own. Stealth is their greatest ally. Snipers may spend hours, or even days, in the same position, hidden under natural camouflage or ghillie suits customized to the terrain. In dense forests, they blend into leaves and roots. In urban settings, they tuck into rubble, ruined buildings, or even behind makeshift concealments like broken fences or sandbags. One common method is shoot and shift, taking a single shot and moving to a new location before the enemy can trace the bullet's origin. In areas with heavy drone surveillance, snipers sometimes crawl hundreds of meters through mud or snow to reach an ideal angle without being spotted. In Ukraine's war zones, a sniper's greatest threat isn't always the enemy in front of them, it's the one trying to find them. Counter-sniper operations, thermal imaging, artillery strikes, and most recently, FPV drones have all made life on the line even more dangerous for sharpshooters. Their missions vary widely. Sometimes they protect advancing infantry by taking out machine gunners. Other times, they target high-value personnel like enemy drone pilots or officers. And occasionally, they serve as the eyes of the operation, silently relaying enemy movements to artillery units or drone teams. In Ukraine, snipers don't just pull the trigger, they control space, they break momentum, and they bring calm precision to the chaos of war. Becoming a sniper is not just about pulling the trigger. In fact, that's often the easiest part. In Ukraine, soldiers who wish to serve as snipers must first pass a highly selective and demanding screening process. Physical endurance, sharp concentration, patience, and strong psychological resilience are key. The training is intense. Candidates go through weeks of both theoretical and practical instruction, not only learning how to aim, but also how to stay motionless for hours, master camouflage, estimate distances, and calculate the effects of wind and weather on a bullet's trajectory. Not everyone makes it through, but those who do often become the soldiers who make the greatest difference on the battlefield. In the Ukrainian war, a sniper's success depends not only on their shooting skills, but also on the quality of their equipment. Each shot is not just a bullet, it's the result of a precise calculation supported by advanced technology. That's why the right rifle can often mean the difference between saving a life or losing one. Ukrainian forces take this seriously. Rifles are selected based on mission type, terrain, and even weather conditions. We'll take a closer look at 3 of the most commonly used and trusted sniper rifles currently deployed in the field. The first is the Zbroyer Z10. This Ukrainian-made rifle is chambered in 7.62mm, .308 Winchester caliber. It's typically used for mid-range engagements. Its lightweight and ease of use make it ideal for dynamic combat zones where mobility is key. Snipers using the Z10 gain a clear advantage in situations that require frequent repositioning. However, in some units, this rifle is often considered a secondary weapon within a broader sniper setup. Another notable sniper rifle in use is the Cadex, chambered in .338 caliber. Several Ukrainian units operate this platform with domestically produced Archer TSA-7 thermal optics. This system not only allows the sniper to detect heat signatures, but also highlights enemy soldiers trying to hide behind cover. The integrated ballistic calculator measures wind, humidity, air pressure, and distance, providing accurate data for the shooter. Once the target is identified, a smooth pull of the trigger is all that's needed. Cadex .338 rifles are effective up to 1,500 meters, giving snipers a serious advantage in both urban and open terrain. Their accuracy and ergonomic design make them one of the most preferred heavy sniper rifles on the front lines. Another powerful rifle in the same category is the Barrett 338. While Barrett is widely known for its .50 cal model, some Ukrainian forces have chosen the lighter 338 version for its mobility and precision. These rifles are often used against fortified positions or to engage at extreme ranges. The recoil mitigation system and barrel construction help maintain stability, even during follow-up shots. The Barrett 338 has an effective range between 1,500 and 1,800 meters, enabling operators to remain hidden while delivering devastating precision strikes. In conflict zones like Bakhmut or Avdiivka, where wide-open spaces meet dense urban combat, this extended reach can be critical. In war, every soldier is under pressure. But for snipers, the weight is different. These are individuals who often remain motionless for hours or even days, hidden in cramped positions, controlling their breath, reading the wind, and waiting for a single moment to act. One mistake doesn't just mean a missed shot, it could cost them their life. Ukrainian snipers endure more than just physical training. They prepare mentally. Long periods of stillness, intense focus, and the wait for the perfect moment require a mind that is both sharp and patient. In some cases, when a shot must be taken, the line between conscience and duty becomes blurred. For this reason, many units emphasize psychological support before and after operations. Some snipers say the hardest part isn't the enemy in their crosshairs, it's the silence inside. This is not just a technical job, it's a mental battle, and that battle often continues long after the trigger is pulled. While snipers are often portrayed as silent heroes or cold-blooded specialists in films and news footage, the reality is far more complex. Behind every confirmed hit is a human being carrying not just a rifle, but also a heavy psychological load. Snipers operate in extreme isolation. For hours, sometimes days, they remain motionless in concealment, surrounded by silence, waiting for a single moment to act. In many cases, their decisions must be made in split seconds, yet their consequences last a lifetime. Unlike infantry soldiers who often engage the enemy in the chaos of fire and movement, snipers engage deliberately, often seeing the face of their target through a high-powered scope. That level of intimacy with one's mission is mentally taxing, Sleep deprivation, intense concentration, and the pressure of making a single shot count all take their toll. Some snipers describe the aftermath of their missions as emotionally draining, not because of guilt, but because of the sheer intensity of focus and responsibility. Despite these internal battles, Ukrainian snipers have gained widespread respect among both their comrades and civilians. In many communities, they are seen not only as protectors, but as highly skilled warriors who can shift the momentum of a battlefield with a single bullet. Their image is a mix of myth and reality, part ghost, part guardian. And yet, that myth can be isolating too. Few understand what it means to wait alone, to pull the trigger, to be the unseen line between survival and loss. That's why many Ukrainian snipers rely heavily on the strength of their small units, their spotters, and the silent brotherhood that forms in the shadows. Their war is not just on the battlefield, it's also within. In the chaos of war, not all heroes fire in volleys. Some wait, some watch, and when the moment is right, they strike with precision that shifts the course of battle. Ukrainian snipers represent more than just marksmanship. They embody discipline, strategy, and silent resistance. Behind every confirmed hit lies hours of planning, coordination, and unshakable patience. This war has redefined the role of the sniper, not only as a tool of defense, but as a symbol of resilience. And as long as the threat remains, the scope stays focused and the trigger steady. Stay with us for more stories from the front lines.